Tonight, a little aloha spirit in Washington, D.C.
So exciting.
Trees representing every state are lighting up the nation's capital, and students at Princess Nahi'enaena Elementary School in Lahaina created these ornaments for the display called America Celebrates. The decorations showcase Hawaii's history and culture.
I think the state trees are really about unity. It's really about showing how every one of our states are important to this country and how special each state is and how different each state is. And we need to celebrate that.
Yes, the trees representing all the U.S. states and territories will remain on display until the new year. And I know the kids worked really hard on those ornaments, so it's really good that they are sharing aloha with the rest of the world.
Oh, so beautiful. What a beautiful time of year there, too.
Yes.